Good morning, everyone. It's Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 10:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, June 24th, 2021. This is not financial advice. The video is intended for educational purposes only. Click the Twitter link below the video if you want to be notified major market moves, intraday updates that I send out. Also, subscribe to the channel by clicking that button below as well as the bell, and you'll be notified when these videos come out. I'm in RLC at $5. Nothing's changed here. I have no desire to exit this trade right now because we are a lot lower than originally invested in. And also, more importantly, not because we're lower, but more importantly, in terms of where I see RLC going. Now, we are still below on the RLC US dollar pair. We're still below that yellow line, but we're not that far off right now. We're getting closer and closer and closer. A couple of days ago, as you all recall, we've had a massive sell-off, and yet still we're able to kind of recover from that slowly. On the RLC Bitcoin pair, we are still over this line, this 8,000 and change line. We need to stay over this, and we need to start bouncing back up. The main thing is that we're not below this diagonal line, which is good, but we need to stay over this horizontal line, which is right over here. So let's see what happens over time. As long as Bitcoin remains level, I suspect we will start to see a general drift back up from the RLC Bitcoin pair. No pattern here defined to show me that it's going to drastically move one way or the other. So we have to just watch Bitcoin and hopefully it meanders along. Now, speaking of Bitcoin, let's take a look. Now, as I've already mentioned in the past, March of 2020, we've started this giant trek up. It's pointing towards 80,000. We have fallen below that line. Well, let's take a look at what's going on. So a few days ago, about a week or so ago, probably closer to 10 days ago, we started this bullish downward wedge. So we were up around 40 and fell all the way down to 28,000. That's a 25-30% drop from the 40,000 range. Now, what has happened is we've broken demonstrably up, and now we're bouncing off this line. Normally, from the beginning of this bullish broadening wedge, which is going down, till the end, once it breaks, it normally takes about 10 days also to break back up. So 10 days down, 10 days up. That's how these broadening wedges typically will work. You have to give it some time. And it's not a certain outcome either, just so you're very, very clear. Some of these don't make it to where we expect them to go. It's just, no one has a crystal ball. If everyone was playing charts, and it was 100% of the time, I think everyone would be a millionaire. Anyway, let's go and take a look at some of the overarching news in Bitcoin. JP Morgan, a couple of articles on JP Morgan today. 49% of institutionals agree cryptocurrency is rat poison. Well, isn't that an interesting headline? But yet 51%, more than half of institutional investors believe in it. Here to stay, 42%. Becoming an important asset, 9%. These two are talking about its longevity, right? Whereas a temporary fad, 16% don't believe it, and 33% say it's probably rat poison. But this here is not indicative of whether or not they think it's a temporary fad or if it's becoming an important asset. Probably doesn't mean anything. It just means probably, but no one's really certain. So anyway, this is the opinion poll. And if you were to look at this maybe 6 years ago, I guarantee you, most people would have thought it was a temporary fad. And hardly anyone would have been saying that it's here to stay. And I remember that. 6 years ago, nobody thought anything about crypto. This is a growth story, folks. You are living it right now. A brand new asset class since paper money was created. This is the new deal. Anyway, I think that if you took another poll 6 years from now, you will see here to stay will probably be closer to 100%. A lot closer to 100%, like at least 85 to 100. Anyway, let's look at JP Morgan's other point of view. And remember, JP Morgan was right once on their 50% downturn from the 60,000 range, and they got it down to 30,000, meaning that they were predictive one time. Now, the same person that predicted that 50% downward track is saying that Bitcoin has a fair value, not a trading value, a fair value. If you look at any fair value of any stock out there, they always trade higher than fair value. Very few trade below fair value, just so you know. And it has to do with perception of the future. So this, I wouldn't even want to try to pronounce the last name of this individual, but he is one of the heads of the investment bank, and saying that they think that the fair value is 23 or 35,000. But however, if you continue to scroll, and you have to dig to the bottom of these articles, especially when they're negative, to find out that there's real positivity here. JP Morgan views Bitcoin as having a theoretical target price of 140,000. So, you know, in one hand, they're saying very short term, they're slightly bearish, but on the long term side, they're very, very bullish, because this is a 5-6 fold increase from where we are right now. So anyway, let's take a look at that. So they're still looking like around 6 to around 4 times the amount by year end. So that's what I have a feeling is going to happen here. So we shall see what happens. Anyway, RLC US dollar around $2.80. RLC Bitcoin around 82.31, staying above that range. Importante. And of course, Bitcoin hanging around here at 34,000. That's the best we could ask for right now. Stability right now is very important for every altcoin in the retail world. So anyway, I'm out. Hope everyone has a good day. Take care.